A line of cars on black lung bars, cut with yellow stripes, snake along through stoic lands. A cigarette in listless hands flicks the ash as gas fumes lash out at pristine skies that last long enough for photo ops and hashtag nature rocks. The rocks ahead, majestic spires carelessly admired, carve the sky a common dry, easy strength and airy depth, grounded wise yet still aloof, detached from each new mass of men arriving here to pass the time with selfie sticks and sunburned smiles. Here today, gone the next. What I liked about it best is how it's so free, unkempt, trailheads clearly marked, and then well-kept roads that keep the native out. Like Disneyland, a slow and soothing route, a ranger dressed like Indiana waves us in as this long snake coughs and slithers on. The rev of engines, clouds of dust, settle on a faded sign that must not have seen the sick and twisted irony that to these SUVs decreed, please, don't litter. Leave nothing but your footprints, take nothing but your memories, a pointing pressed to rolled up windows, AC blasting, passing by but not adapting. This is untouched nature captive. This is where our conscience goes to pasture, to ruminate and masticate, to chew the cud of upchucked lies, of feeble old defensive times that place these arbitrary lines, charging people nature-loving tithes to see the sights that otherwise would fall to grotesque, crooked minds. No, here is safe, for now. But just outside, the for-sale signs that slowly creep like soldiers in the desert heat, hoping for an inch, a pinch of dirt to add to growing piles, a notch that marks an extra mile, a sunburned, careless smile. Capitalistic, proudly sadistic, a businessman who measures miles, a handshake over promised land, an amputated beauty bleeds into the sand. Come one, come all, to a nature-themed shopping mall, a dirty neon fall from grace, the race to fill the space with something worth what we decided is our worth as people, planet, measured, cut, treasures only worth as much as they can make when used and raped, protectors of this place, bought and sold. Those for sale signs still creeping close. A kid then whines that hiking sucks, where's my phone? Take a picture, frame it, mark it done, and then head home. What happens here will soon echo, as cars that lined those black long bars take a memory and leave, a nature made for visits brief, a scenery that won't compete with industry and man's belief that this is what we own, the strongest beasts upon our throne, this is what we're owed. The sand, the sky, and the rocks that in those rounded, jagged interruptions tie. The sun, the sand, the rocks and sky bind them to each other like infants on the breast of mothers, sculpt a landscape of both beauty and power. Impossible, implausible trees reach their spiked and gnarly limbs towards this unforgiving sun, as if to celebrate their thirst and drink the hot, dry air, dancing with the wind that kicks the sand and rhythmic swirls till darkness covers day and moonlit scenes unfurl. Because we can, because this sand will hold the lines that mark what's yours and what is not is mine, because the rocks don't protest and the trees don't hold their branches up against our toxic creed, because we, driving by on black long bars and sealed up, cooled off cars, stay quiet. Before a looming giant, a system built to ruin, a system built to ruin, a ruined space, an amputated beauty placed, a sacrifice to gods we made in order to relate, a story of our unique glory, above all else indeed, above the sky, the sand, the sun, and even air we breathe, yet we, some of us, can lift our arms, our branches, protest for the sake of those who speak but are not heard, the rocks, the sand, the sun and sky. Why we remain the quiet souls, the silent minds that take this ride, yet never step outside to stand in awe of what we could be part of, instead of killing all, ourselves, each other, just to draw that simple line and mark what's yours and what is not is mine.